Hello, Steve, the Quiet Atheist here. Now I know that you're probably not going to pay attention to this video. I mean, you have said that you are not going to pay attention to anyone that isn't qualified in Islam. To be honest, I really don't care because I'm going to make this video regardless, and that is how it is going to be whether you like it or not. The first thing that I want to talk about is this whole qualified in Islam thing. I find this to be extremely hypocritical coming from you because you talk about Christianity as if you're qualified to do so, when in all actuality, you're not. You are no ex-theologian, you are no ex-religious scholar, or anything else for that matter, Steve. You just run your mouth like the rest of us. I am just going off of your logic here, and I hope that you can actually understand where I'm coming from with this. I want to share more stories with you real quick because these stories will show everyone why you are a hypocrite in another department as well. I am a member of Change.org, Steve. I am pretty sure that you know what that website is all about. Last week I received an email from them with a petition attached to it. In that petition there was a story about a man who lost his wife to Iran. Why, may you ask? Well, because she decided to speak against Islam. She decided to speak against oppression. She is now on her 7th year in prison over there because she wanted to have a voice. It's kind of pathetic, don't you think? There was a woman in central Afghanistan who went by the name of Rakshana. She had been forced to marry against her will and recently fled with another man, said Seema Joyenda, the governor of Ghor province. The couple were caught after 2 days, and the Taliban leader of the village ordered that Rakshana be stoned to death for adultery, Joyenda said. Guess what, Steve? She is dead. Why? Because these men of Islam didn't want her thinking for herself. They killed her just to keep her from actually thinking for herself. That is pathetic. The killing underlines the widespread problem of violence against women in Afghanistan. In Istanbul, a gruesome video was being circulated online by Syrian activists. It appears to show extremists from the hardline Islamic State group stoning a woman to death in Syria's western countryside of Hama. In the video, a veiled woman accused of adultery begs her father for forgiveness, but he refuses. Before being tied up with a rope and led to a grave-like hole in the ground, the woman is asked if she accepts her fate. She meekly agrees, crouching in the hole. She begins to pray out loud. The fighters and the man said to be her father then brutally pelt her with large rocks until she is still. I got 2 additional links in the description about another woman who was stoned to death in the name of Islam, Steve. Now, why am I telling you all of this? I will tell you why. You're a feminist, right? You should be talking about these things. Oh wait, I heard what you said in that hangout. You basically said that there are people in the Middle East dealing with that, so let them deal with it, basically. That doesn't sound like you are a fighter for all women, Steve. Feminists would rather bitch and complain about the size of tits in a video game or anything else that is pathetic because they have their own agenda and narrative that they actually want to push. I admire Ayaan Hirsi Ali, Steve. She is as real as it gets. She is not only concerned about women in the Middle East, she is also concerned about women in America as well. She has her priorities in order. There is no hypocrisy in her at all in any way, shape, or form. The same cannot be said about other feminists like you, Steve. Excuses are just being made to cover up the fact that your priorities, among others, are not in order. She even has bodyguards, Steve. That is how bad Islam is. One more thing that I would like to mention before I get rid of this segment. One does not have to be qualified to talk about the atrocities that this religion creates. One does not have to be qualified to talk about the atrocities that Christianity creates as well. So, Steve, I want to talk more about Islam, and the reason why I want to do this is because of the fact that I can, and its barbaric ways have to be talked about. I'm going to be talking about a few reasons why Islam is not a religion of peace. Number 1, Muslims continued their jihad against other religions for 1400 years, checked only by the ability of non-Muslims to defend themselves. To this day, not a week goes by that Islamic fundamentalists do not attempt to kill Christians, Jews, Hindus, and Buddhists explicitly in the name of Allah. None of these other religions are at war with each other. I want to make a small correction to this entry because they have something wrong. Christians are at war with Muslims. People just don't talk about it because Christians get their feelings hurt and they say, those people are not true Christians, despite the evidence to the contrary. Bangui, Central African Republic, tens of thousands of Muslims are fleeing to neighboring countries by plane and truck as Christian militias stage brutal attacks, shattering the social fabric of this war-ravaged nation. In towns and villages, as well as here in the capital, Christian vigilantes wielding machetes have killed scores of Muslims who are a minority here and burned and looted their houses and mosques in recent days, according to witnesses, aid agencies, and peacekeepers. Tens of thousands of Muslims have fled their homes. The cycle of chaos is fast becoming one of the worst outbreaks of violence along Muslim-Christian fault lines in recent memory in sub-Saharan Africa. Tensions that have also plagued countries such as Nigeria and the Sudan. Number 2. Islam is the only religion that has to retain its membership by formally threatening to kill anyone who leaves. This is according to the example set by Muhammad. Number 3. Islam teaches that non-Muslims are less than fully human. Muhammad said that Muslims can be put to death for murder, but that a Muslim could never be put to death for killing a non-Muslim. Number 4. The Quran never once speaks of Allah's alleged love for non-Muslims, but it speaks of Allah's cruelty toward and hatred of non-Muslims more than 500 times. Number 5. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The last words from the cockpit of Flight 93.